What? Okay, here we go. Hey everybody, I'm Eric. Okay, here we go. Audio check. There it is. Hey, I'm Eric. I'm making a game on this Saturday afternoon, and I'm feeling pretty good. I'm feeling pretty mellow, rested. Got the neurons kicking around in my brain in the way they should, and gonna do some good work today. So this game, it's written in Unity, and I have to find a way, because I'm being very repetitive about this description, to just kind of sum it up quickly. There's an old project that's broken. I'm moving stuff from the old project to the new project, and the new project is where everything gets fixed and spiffied up, and structural improvements made to it that are aimed at making the project long-term maintainable and able to do all the things it needs to do to ship. Shipping is an anachronistic term these days because everything is delivered digitally. We don't really send things as physical media anymore. I mean, kinda. You can go down to Home Depot, or not Home Depot, but like Office Max or some office store, and there is like a little section of boxed software, and I'm like, who's still buying boxed software? Who's doing that? But anyways, shipping, yeah, this thing will ship at some point in time, not anytime soon. And anyways, so I like to do a demo before I start in with the live coding session, and the accomplishment that I did yesterday was kind of a token accomplishment, if I'm honest. So I've got this methodology, this motivational methodology, which is in each session that I stream, I pick one mission, I make sure I get it done, and it's not enough on any given day for me to simply work hard at something or make some progress. To make some partial progress towards a goal. I want like a task to be all the way completed in each session. And there's two reasons for it. One is it keeps me honest. Like, it keeps me from going off on kind of wild tangents and kidding myself into thinking I'm doing a lot of useful work. And the second reason is there's something psychologically motivating to me about it. It's a type of reward system that I rarely get in my normal day job. And there's all kinds of other rewards that I get from that day job, but where I'm an engineering manager. But the one that I'm kind of missing and I don't get as much is just working on a problem to completion, and when it's done, it's done. It's objectively done, and it's me that did it, me that completed it, and that feels good. Every engineer knows what that's like. And then you kind of go up a little bit in the org chart, and you become a manager, and then your rewards are different. You get something out of other people doing a good job, or you monitor a project in a more abstract way, and you see different outcomes from it. So I like that little hit, and I'm kind of missing it. That hit of, I worked on something, I got it done. And so anyways, that was a bit of a tangent, but yesterday I kept that methodology in place, but the thing that I did was not very demoable. It was just deleting some unused files. So I'll do a different demo, and this will make some people cringe, but I'm just going to sing a song. I'm going to sing one of the songs from the game. And there are many songs in the game that have lyrics. And of those songs that have lyrics, oh, I'm not off to a good start with singing. Of those songs that have lyrics, some will be sung by performers, and you'll hear them singing in the game. Others will be karaoke style, where it'll be instrumental when it plays, but there'll be words shown on the screen, and if you want, as the player, you can sing along, just for fun, just for the hell of it. It's not an integral part of the game. It's just there as a fun thing you can do. So I'll sing one of the songs, and I'm going to sing it. I'm going to sing it a cappella. Lord, gotta warm up my voice. I'm not being silly. I'm just warming up my voice. It's just a vocal thing. Because you can hear I got a lot of mourning in it. Got a lot of mourning in my voice. La 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 la. La 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 la. Lo 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 lo. Pentamino, he was an astronaut. I saw him disperse across the universe. Pentamino, look how far he got, further than far. Our greatest star, 5 pieces, 3 rows. Silence the fools who said complicated things. I need a creator. 3 rules, 5 pieces. Disprove their thesis that the universe must be God's theater. Pentamino, how we lived and died, and each and every step he was reborn. Pentamino, when he stabilized, left his pieces gliding, so don't you mourn. 5 pieces, 3 rules, these are the tools to see life grow and flow and twist. 3 rules, 5 pieces, and argument ceases. Even God agrees, it need not exist, it need not exist. Okay, and that was the demo. Every session has got a demo. Every session. So let's get to work. Okay. So today, what am I doing? What am I doing? I'll say in this session, because I might have more than one session a day. This session is likely to be broken up by a delivery and maybe some lunch, and then I'll come back to it. But in this session, I'm going to try to resurrect the depth map. When I say resurrect, it means getting code from old project to work in new project. And I had identified some issues with it. I wanted to improve it. I wanted to make it so that I did not need to explicitly define the active area of the game. And yesterday I created an algorithm which would locate the active area of the game by analyzing the bounding box, or by analyzing all the game objects in the scene, and other ones that qualified to be game objects that the player could possibly interact with. We would create a bounding box around it. So this bounding box, I want to get passed to another routine, another function, which generates the depth map. What is the depth map? So it's a collection of heights at each column and row of the game that indicate where ceilings and floors are at. And this allows me to analyze the level in a kind of a logical way. That's not the right word. A quantized way. So that I can say, instead of looking at meshes and where they are inside of the scene in terms of the world space, I can say at column row height expressed in integers, what is the game object there? I could say, like, well, here it's this wall block is here. It's say the coordinate system is like column 0, 1, 2, 3, row 0, height maybe 10. Actually, I can see right here. It's at column -7. Weird. I don't like that this is off on non-integer space, but I'll figure that out in a moment. So it's at column -7, height 7, row -2. And if I have everything in this data structure, this data structure is not just like a kind of a lookup table. It's actually the source of truth for the interactions of game objects with each other, because there's rules that are applied to this data structure that are the actual game itself. So if you're playing this game and you have control of the player, and it'll be easier to understand this when I have everything up and going, but so you've got a character, you're moving from this square where my mouse pointer is at to the one to the east of it. You'll see a little animation of this character kind of stepping into this square. But as soon as you've issued the command to move from the left square to the right square, in the data structure, this logical data structure, which I call the board, it updates immediately, and it says, you know, instead of being at column 17, you're at column 18. It doesn't say while you're animating that you're at 17.5, halfway between the two. No, it's just all quantized. It's all in whole numbers, integers, and it doesn't require you to look at game objects and meshes and things like that. So it's a different coordinate system, and it's a coordinate system that I want the depth map generator to use. So I'm going to work on getting the depth map to use the bounding box to determine its range of scanning, and also to use the bounding box's offset from the origin, which is 0, 0, 0, XYZ, as a translation mechanism to the board. So if I've got, you know, a column at -7 in world space, then maybe in the board space, which has a different coordinate system, that would be at this corner at 0, 0, 0 inside of the board, and this might be over just 3 columns, and so it might be column value equals 3, and while over here it says -7. So yeah, it's stuff like that I'm going to work on today. So first I'm going to figure out why is everything at this non-integer, non-snap to place. And let me just check and see, is the level off? The level is off. Okay. So if I just set the level 10, 6, 2. Yeah, so that was probably all it was. I go to here. Okay, about this guy. It's just weird though. It's weird. I kind of hate when I get into these problems. Okay, so I know the level is on the even. The level is snapped. The level is snapped to coordinates that are even. So what is the deal with these other objects? It probably has to do with alright, hold on. What happens if I just select everything? That seemed to have fixed it. I don't like that it got in that state in the first place, but yeah, that fixed it. Okay. Cool. Alright. Good. I don't have to dive into a problem other than the one I was originally interested in solving. That's good. Save that. Okay. This is a garbage level, by the way. It's just for testing and development. Just committing to get it so I can have like a checkpoint to revert back to if I want. Removed RPG character before depth map resurrection. Okay. It's a good place to start. So I'm gonna work out my plan here because there's some design to do. So I'll do a little pocket design inside the source. So I'll work through my requirements first. So the requirements. Level bounds and depth map, depth scan completed at edit time, relevant results persisted insane. Chord load uses results without okay, something else too. Scene, let's see. Yeah, scene coordinates. Board coordinates. Scene coordinates. say more generally, no restrictions, no constraints on scene chords, e.g. column less than 0 is okay. Okay, so those are all the requirements I need to meet with my solution. Okay, so solution number 1. Okay, some event should trigger the level bounds in depth scan. Maybe get a little more organized with this questions. What are the relevant results to pass, to store? Where will results be stored? What triggers bounds depth scan in editor? Okay, so let me think about the first question. Some different options there. So ideally, it's like an implicit action. Implicit trigger, implicit automatic trigger preferred. But I don't want it to happen like all the time. I don't want it to happen in like every update or every on validate, because the calculations involved are non-trivial. Although I do gotta say, like, it might be a mistake to optimize prematurely, you know. I mean, it's always a mistake to optimize prematurely, because it's like built into the phrase itself. It's a truism. Premature implies a mistake. Like, it already filters out which optimizations are good or bad by using that term. Okay, so some different options there for implicit. Number 1, we could say validate. Number 2, on validate though, is that even correct? Because on validate would be when you change something in the inspector, or when the editor starts. So ideally it would be like a exit editor event, but not yet inside of like the play execution, because as soon as I put it inside of like start or I forget that other one, as soon as I put one of like the startup events for the scene, then I've moved whatever delays that are there into my scene loading. And the whole point of making it edit time is that, you know, when the scene loads, it'll do it without a little frame drop, you know, as you move into the new scene. And I don't know if I'll be able to get that seamless experience type of a feel to it, but I'll try to make some decisions, making that little pause as you load not noticeable. If it's bad enough, then I have to put like a load screen up, and I just don't want to do that. I'm not trying to make it perfectly seamless, but I would like to get rid of that little load screen, which takes you out of the game a little bit. Okay. So really, exiting the editor would be the way to go. But I don't know what that event is. Unit event for exiting editor. Yeah, this may also be valuable. Let's see. I got too much stuff off to the right. Close my tabs to the right. Thinking about switching over to Brave. I've been playing with that browser for a bit. It seems like a really good browser. I like the philosophy behind it. Okay. I think this means like I'm gonna hit like the, not the play button, but the quit out of Unity button. So it's unclear to me if this just means you're exiting the whole friggin' Unity IDE, or if the play button will cause it to. This looks like the right thing. Okay. Mode state change. Let me get the official docs. Okay. Let me just take this code and let me see if I can just run a few tests to see when the play mode changes and what I can do about it and stuff like that. So let's see. I would just throw this in here just so I can no, it's not a good place to put it. Let's take that out. Don't think I need these, but okay. I'm getting drawn off into a lot of tangents here. Let me close that. Okay. Let's see. Editor util. So I'm curious if this will work. Let's build it from here first. I'll check on my Instacart order. Okay, cool. Build successful. Okay. So if I hit play, what does the console do? Let me get rid of clear on play and clear on build. Exiting edit mode. Okay. Okay, that's good. That is the event I want. Alright. I'm going to come back to my pocket design in a second. But first I'm going to go get rid of some coffee. that fan. Got rid of some coffee, turned off my fan, back to work. Okay, so pocket design. I've answered one of the questions that matters to me. Okay. So the results I want to store from this are to be more specific, but for the moment, heights from depth map and offset from world origin to board origin. Where will the results be stored? You know what? It could just be in the component props inside the editor object. Alright, so my solution, my number one solution, and probably, since I did so much work answering the above questions, I think it's just going to point to one solution. I won't have to pro and con, but maybe I'll think of a variance. Get level bounds. Store world to board offset vector in component props. Which component props? Let's see. Be scene. Calcs. Scene. Pre-processing. Let's be more specific. Level pre-processing. Yeah. I get excited about a good name. I mean, it's not like a name that's going to make anyone really happy except for me. Level pre-processing. So I'm getting excited because I know that this is going to be the home for a number of things, and they can all go here, I'm pretty sure. So I've got some pre-calcs to make for best camera angles to use at different places. That can go there. If I start doing some AI that requires like generating certain maps of like path maps and how to get from one place to another efficiently. I could store it there as well. I can definitely store this offset vector, and I can definitely store my depth scan heights. Okay. Run depth scan and store. And this I have to think about a tiny bit. Let me switch over to depth scan util. Because anything I store needs to if I'm going to put it in props, it needs to be serializable. So I think it's just this heights thing. Let me take a look at this. Create board with heights. Bad name. I don't like it. So this function currently returns a whole board. I did some work earlier to make some of these data structures serializable. I don't think I succeeded in making the entire board serializable. It's probably a not good use of time to try to make the whole thing that way. What I really want from it is not the whole board, Or do I want the whole board? Okay. So this is where my pocket design diverges a little bit. Where did I put that? Here we go. Board. As I type this out, I already know I kind of don't like it as a solution, because it's going to be so much work to make everything in there serializable. But let me keep going. Okay. Let's see. Number 2. Same as number 1, but heights. There's already a data structure here that is serializable. Let me look at that one. And yeah, this is almost certainly what I want to do. Let me take a quick look at that. Heights. There it is. It serializes. I've even got unit tests that check it. So yeah, that's the way to go. Okay. I'm so confident that this is going to be the solution. I'm just going to get rid of the first one. New function in depth scan util. Okay, now the other thing I have to worry about here h util get static world board vector offset vector. Okay. So where does this code go? Hey, this is the solution I'm going to go with, by the way. So where do I want this to go? I think I want a new object that is just in charge. Well, it's going to be level pre-processing. That's it. It's the same one. Same object that I use to store the level pre-processing data will also be the one that's got the functions in it to perform it. I think that's what I want to do, because I can just add it as a component to my already existing editor object. That would be a good home for it. Yeah, I think that's the way to do it. So editor, and we say add new class. Let's use a noun, a better noun. Okay. This will be editor object only. Put it in the editor namespace to avoid accidentally referencing it from non-editor code. Go back over to this little bit of code, yoink it. Trying to understand what is it exactly that makes this get called. Okay, it's calling a static constructor yeah, this is a place to educate myself. In progress. Okay. Well, I get it. So, okay. So I may need to split this into more than one class. Or, kind of torn a little bit. Just because I've got this whole static class thing set up to set this doesn't mean I have to do it the same way. I think it doesn't mean that. So if I just set it in the start, should that not suffice? If it does, I'll find out. Let's go private start. Okay. Let's say, and take this, put it over here. Let's say pre-process. And we'll make Okay. Now it'll be public. I'm such a pedant. Not to be confused with a pedophile. No, I'm just a pedant, not a pedo. Not to be confused with a pedestrian, though sometimes I'm a pedestrian. Sometimes my thinking is pedestrian. But I'm often a pedant almost all the time. I've never been a pedophile. I tried it just wasn't for me. No, I didn't try it. Someone just making a good honest try at being a pedophile, and nah, it just didn't work out. Yeah. Got the van, got the candy. My heart just wasn't in it. Got the window tinting. Got the bad mustache. I do have the bad mustache. Okay, so this might do something. But I have to add it to the editor. Alright, I like that it's showing this depth scan heights here. There is no way for it to be represented in Inspector unless I write an editor for it. and that's fine. But since it's a public property, it will be saved with the scene. That's my theory anyways. I could be wrong about that. There is also maybe a problem with saving it. I don't know. I'm going to do some testing. I'll see what happens. So first off, let's just see, will I get that message about the preprocessor starting? I really should. I'd be surprised if I didn't. Back out to the scene. My editor should now have... Oh, I thought it would just kind of... Oh, here it is. Cool. Alright, so if I hit play, I expect a message in the console. No message. Okay. Do I have to do the... Yeah. Cool. Okay, so then my next question is, can I store something in my depth scan heights? Oh, let's see, that's gotta be static. What? Oh, let me do this other one. Okay. So the question is, if I hit play, right before it plays, it will set this. Will those values be present inside of play mode? And when I come out of play mode, will they also still be there in the object, in the inspector? So let me try that. Turn off this maximize. No point in using that. Okay. Okay, this is not set. me just make sure this... No, I know it's getting called. I absolutely know it's getting called. About unplay. What happens then? So that might not be the right place to store that. Although that is where I want to store it. That was nice of this author to make an update here. I'm just going to scan through real quick to see what the gist of his approach was. What the gist of Edward Rowe's approach is. Okay, I get it. Thing is, these aren't specific to a scene, these settings. I want to store data with the scene. I thought I could do it just by setting some properties on a component in a game object associated with the scene, but doesn't look like that works. I know about scriptable objects. Also, unlike other people, I'm not a fan of them. They seem to be kind of a pain in the ass compared to just writing the data myself. Because what happens with scriptable objects is I'll kind of painstakingly put in a bunch of settings, and then I'll make a change to the underlying scriptable object, and I'll just lose all my settings. I have to put them all in again, and I don't know. It's just like... Alright. Some other thoughts. Yeah, this is like what I know works. I do have some code that's already there to store stuff with the level. That might be the place to put it. I would have liked to have just thrown it in property with the scene. Way back in 2011. Nah, just not gonna mess with that. Oh, yeah. Well, that's even a different thing. But Don Loquacious is reminding me that I wrote some code like this already. So I could make a custom editor around a certain type that would hold my pre-processing values or pre-processing results. And in the code that is going into play mode or is exiting edit mode, I'm trying to pull out the UI part of this, which is what's been specified here, and not use that, because the event that I care about is not making a change in the inspector, like as a user of the editor. What I want really is just an ability to update that value programmatically. I think this has to be done inside of on editor GUI, but I'm just going to try it. Yeah, let me make this easier. Oh, there's a vector 3 value. Cool. Why are you not letting me set breakpoints? Stop. No breakpoints, huh? No breakpoints at all. Nowhere. Okay. Some places I can have breakpoints, others not. Fine. I'll just try it. I'll see what happens. clear that. Oh, weird. 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 That's... Okay, I would say that the code didn't get called at all. I think that may have to do with this being in start. Like, the start may not be executing. But there's also something really fucking weird going on here with the IDE and the breakpoints and everything. So let me just close out of here. It gets messed up every once in a while. It's not a very reliable set of software. Microsoft, fix your shit. Question is, can I set breakpoints? I can. Okay, that much is good. Now we're in business. Cool. Yes. Yes. Give it a 63% chance of actually setting the values. Don't like the pre-processes getting called twice. I'll have to write in some code to stop it from doing that. Again, it gets called? That's bad. I don't really think your play mode is changing that much. Okay. Okay. That's awesome. Let me keep testing it a little bit. So inside of it playing, inside of the editor, I can actually load other scenes. So we're back on delete me one. I suspect it didn't retain those values after. No, it did. Wow, I'm impressed. I'm impressed because it would have loaded the scene, I would have thought, from disk, and I hadn't saved that scene with these new values in it, so it retained them. Even there was a level load in the middle. Okay, starting to get happy here. Hit unplay. That's the last test. Does it retain the value? It does. That's awesome. Makes me real happy, actually. Okay. So next thing I want to do is just, I don't know what all this double pre-processing stuff is, so I think it only did it twice. So let me previous state. What if I just don't set it to anything? Is it nullable? Nope, not nullable. Let's read private. Don't need that. Stop it. Bad autocomplete. When I have a valid variable name and you don't let me autocomplete with that variable name and switch to something else, you're doing a shit job of completing my thoughts. Pedant. Actually, if I'm really going to be a pedant, I take off the period because it's really a sentence fragment. Where's the subject of the sentence, huh? Let's see. So, is that? Can yoink those. So this is all just getting to the point where I can prove that I can do some work right as I'm exiting edit mode. I can save it in the scene or store it in the scene, and it'll be retained. And here I just add some logic that is there to prevent pre-processing from happening redundantly. Okay. So a good thing is that the pre-processing only happened once. But I'm thinking like this way of initializing the handler for the play mode state change isn't good, because it seems that start, I don't know the criteria for when start's going to get called within the editor, but it's not aligned with how I want it to be called. So let me do the other way that I found, which was using a static constructor. I don't think I can make this a static class. Does this work? Hold on. If I say initialize unload, and then that might work, but I'm kind of worried about my static reference to this not being set when the play mode state changes. So I already had this problem of start sometimes not being called within the editor. So if I had that problem, that means that not only do I have a problem with this code not being called, which this may fix, but I should expect to have a problem with this code not being called. So I could refactor this to a separate class. So another way to do this. Then we say preprocessor. And I think I can get rid of this. I can get rid of this. Just for now, I'm going to take this out. Because I don't have access to this static variable anymore. Okay. So let's see. Be kind of interesting to see what happens here. I save that. Okay, S. Where's S? Nice. Okay, let's see what this value is set to. I'll reset it to something else so I can do a good test. If I hit play. Okay. Okay. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. Cool. I like it. I like it a lot. All right. So this definitely is a good start. Let me see how close I am to getting interrupted. Shopping complete. They're on their way. So I'll tell you what. I'm going to get interrupted here. I've got my order being delivered, and then I'll probably make some lunch and eat some lunch. And I'm going to come back to this. I'm going to come right back to the session. So this is resurrecting the depth map. Plus, lots of extra stuff I'm adding in there. Really saying the framework for pre-processing. And this is part one of it. I'm going to close this session down right about now. And later in the afternoon, or your evening or morning or whatever, I'll be back. I'm going to do some more. Stopping the stream just temporarily. Stopping it right now.